Hey, what's up? We're at the shop. There's Mary's bike. There's the KZ. There's the CX. And there's the Fury. Alright, here we go. The CX is all back together. I did a little bit of fiddling with it. Nothing crazy. But anyway, whenever I put it back together, I put these turn signals on here for temporaries. They're not going to be permanent. And I had to put a screw in here because there's a hole in the tank right there. That still leaks, so I'm gonna have to do something else, put some sealant around it or something maybe. I've got these grips on here for temporaries, got these mirrors on here for temporaries. This glass is getting ready to fall out of this mirror, which is exciting. But yeah, I had to rewire the ignition switch because, well, I didn't have to rewire the ignition switch. I had to rewire the plug going into the ignition switch because it previously was turning on whenever it was turned off and turning off whenever it was turned on. And you couldn't take the key out that way. But, you know, it's correct now. What else? It's been getting hot. A little bit of coolant coming out of there. I've noticed this bluing on the right cylinder. I don't know if that was there before. I can't remember. But either way, it seems like this one's getting pretty hot. The bike itself is getting pretty hot, even with no thermostat in it. I took the thermostat out just to see if it would run cool, and it ran cooler, but it didn't run cool, like consistently. But anyway, yeah, I got a braided steel brake hose for the front. You may notice there is no disc on the right side of the front wheel. I'm running a single disc with, you know, the one brake hose coming down to it. That works pretty well. Got the rear brakes adjusted to where they work pretty well as well. But yeah, the bike runs pretty good, but it gets hot. So, yeah, what can you do? I'll keep plugging away at it until I get it straightened out. So, yeah, we'll see what happens after that. The KZ is beautiful and lovely. I got my placards back on here. I can't remember if I showed that in the last video. I probably did. But anyway, yeah, it's great, perfect, lovely, excellent, good bike. But this is what we're here for. I've got 4 quarts of oil. I've got an oil filter over there somewhere. So let's go get a pan and change this oil. What do you say? All right, here we are under the bike. Gonna crack this oil filter loose. That'll do it. Get my special modified pan under here. There we go. For our oil filter, we're using a Wix 51358, which should be just fine. For the gasket lubers out there, I'll humor you. Put a little bit of oil on there. Even though, in my experience, that does nothing. All right. that in there, get it tightened down. Snug. 17mm. Correct. Whoop. Spilled a little bit. That's okay. There's a washer on these drain plugs. Gotta make sure that it's not deformed whenever you go to put it back. Otherwise, there's a possibility that it will leak. But this one looked great. Alright, that's snug. And I will move on to the last drain plug. Correct. There we go. Interestingly, this drain plug does not have the little crush washer on it. So, sorry about that. Snug. And snug. All right, ready for filling. All right, look at this. Look at this oil. It's so black. Anyway. Make sure that you're properly disposing of your oil, guys. Please and thank you. Got my funnel bucket here. 4 quarts is exactly the right amount for this bike. So I'm about to have some company, it sounds like. Yeah, y'all better be quiet. I'd hate for anybody to have to hear your nonsense.
Yeah, I was telling Chris there's a Honda Fury back here.
Everybody loves a Honda Fury. Except for, you know, people that don't like them.
What year is it?
2020. And now it's got fresh oil in it. How about that?
Is that the first oil change?
It might be. I wouldn't be surprised if it was.
It's only got 2,800 miles.
Yeah. But I'm guessing that they probably did their break-in oil change because the filter was like scratched up a little bit. It's broken. Forever.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. R.I.P. Street Glide. Anyway, look at this. I thought this was a Honda filter because it was black and it had the writing on it, kind of like Honda filters do. But it's a high flow filter. So, definitely not the original. Alright, so this is kind of cool. I was thinking about taking the pipes off to touch up this stuff, but you can put this piece of cardboard in between here, and it's like the bike's not even there. Totally isolated. But anyway, this is what we're dealing with. some scratches, scratchety scritches, like was dropped by the previous owner. I'm gonna see if I can smooth it out with some 600 grit first, and then touch it up. I've got some high temp black paint, and if that doesn't work, I will go to sandy discs on the die grinder. So let's see how it goes. Shut up, everybody. All right, here we go. I have smoothed this out. There are still some little kind of markies on here, but it's not sharp like it was. So now we're going to take this good old-fashioned Rust-Oleum high heat flat black, high heat black. Let's see if we can't touch this up a little bit. Watch me now. Cool. Looking pretty okay. Might go over it with a little bit of whatchamacallits. Scotch Brite pads. Let's see if that makes it look a little bit better. Once it dries, we'll see what it looks like once it dries. Hopefully I have enough paint. I'm sure I do. This isn't a lot. Oh yeah, there were some scratches down here too. So I'll be covering those up. Stop there before it starts splattering. All right, should look pretty good after this. Check back in a few minutes. Looks pretty slick. Let's put it back on. Alright, that was a struggle. And in putting it back on there, I kind of messed up the paint a little bit, which is annoying, but what are you gonna do? I think it'll look alright once it's cleaned. Cool. Okay, bye. Looking pretty good. I love this color, by the way. Really deep blue, almost purpley whenever the light hits it. Very pretty. So, yeah, I guess that's probably all I'm going to have time for. But overall, I'd say that things have improved. Bike has been cleaned a bit. Oil has been changed. Made sure everything was intact and doing what it's supposed to, which of course it was. Got that exhaust system touched up, repainted. Looks pretty decent. Should do the job. Yeah, not too bad. That's probably gonna do it for this episode. If you enjoyed this Fury content, who knows, maybe it'll be back some other time. Didn't get to the blacking out of the chrome parts. I've seen other people do it on forums and stuff, and yeah, I mean, it actually doesn't look bad on these, but you know, just didn't have time. But anyway, yeah, customer's coming to pick it up tomorrow, and then it'll be on to the next thing. Love you guys, bye.